Welcome back, future viewers. This next mission is a bit of a big one. That's a very strange phrase. I apologize.
Their power around the White House. An overwhelming number of defense forces, unlike any yet seen, are predicted to be on hand. The shape of this underground base is highly complicated. There is a strong possibility that the target area is closely coordinated. Skillfully attacked to prevent reinforcements and coordination between
Oh,
target
well,
areas.
okay, fine. That's a big change of plans.
Battle of them all. Annihilate the target areas and take back your White House, sir.
Seriously, though, I cannot guarantee skillful play.
I'm home. Operation White House. Good luck.
Whoa, that almost sounds like a legitimate mission name. Well, we've got almost everything, but let's make that really good machine gun, because I think we're at the point in the game where we can use the highest of high-tech stuff without fear that we're overdoing it. So this is a fairly unusual situation where the Richard Hawk gun is not technically the highest tech one. The highest one in that kind of situation is usually some sort of strange or specialized piece of equipment. And while I would like to try out this amazing missile launcher, it's actually a pretty good piece of gear. It's kind of like the first multi-missile launcher you get, but faster lock-on, more powerful, tougher to avoid. Well, not that enemies really try to avoid much at this point in the game, or most points in the game, but it will become a factor soon enough. Right now, I think it's best to stick with bazookas and the new sniper cannon and the flamethrower and all of the reliable stuff, really. I'm just kidding. I actually made a mistake. There actually is something unusual that I'm going to equip here for this map and only this map. So we're going to put that energy machine gun away. That thing uses boost meter anyway. I'm not a huge fan. I've heard people swear by it, but not my thing. Anyway, grenade launcher. It's been a while since we used one of those, and I'll show you why in just a little bit. So, this is the same underground complex that we used to escape earlier, but we didn't go through most of it because, well, we got out by plane. This time we have to get in by a method other than plane, and thus we gotta go through a pretty large and complex network of tunnels. Now, using the grenade launcher to just blow up objects is a secondary, although nice time-saving thing with the grenade launcher. Although the map looks complicated, the route we actually have to take is pretty simple. We just have to take a big circle throughout the outer ring.
The underground route has been sealed off. But if you take back the underground base, the enemy will surrender and open the barrier.
You'd think that there would be a lot of neat hidden stuff in the side passages, like the maze-like part in the middle, but not really, no. In fact, nothing like prisoners or energy pods or anything like that. I'd say it was a missed opportunity, but I'm kind of glad I don't have to bother with stuff like that. Saves time, makes the video less boring. You get the idea. Well, this is not the way I want to go, but I did want to show off a little thing.
Watch out for landmines in the passageway. That's an anti-special mobile suit landmine, which was popular during the Arizona insurrection.
I actually want to learn more about the Arizona insurrection now. Sounds like a neat bit of lore that isn't really explored. Also, I remember those guys. those bomb trucks. Now, there's going to be enemy mobile suits here. I mean, the game just called them that, so I feel free to do so as well. And that's the main reason I brought the flamethrower. These are also reinforced buildings that normally take a while to destroy, so sniper rifle comes in handy there. Well, I should go with the game's cue and call it a sniper cannon, because rifles usually don't demolish buildings. There is plenty of ammo to be had around here if you explore, and we're going to need it because we have quite a few target areas and just normal enemies to deal with. Now, these guys. We were able to ignore the shield soldiers before, so I didn't talk about them much, but they're all over the place now and can kind of block the way, so now it seems like a good time to talk about how they work. Their shields will block light arms, and they will also block your charges and stomps, so you can't just run over them like you normally would. However, heavy arms like bazookas and, most importantly, grenade launchers will deal with them no problem. They are much more annoying if you don't have an okay grenade launcher to deal with large numbers of them at once while also going through their shields. And I just happened to pick up that grenade launcher in Chicago, so I never actually have to make any of them. I mean, as you can see, you don't need the very highest end grenade launcher to deal with even the most defensively powerful soldiers in the game. I feel like they might have missed an opportunity there. Like, maybe creating a type of infantry that warrants that sort of thing would be fun. Like, I'm thinking here of Battle Engine Aquila, where infantry is sometimes something you actually have to pay attention to. Of course, that didn't really have a gear upgrade system, so it's not a one-for-one comparison, but I don't know, something like really heavy armored crack troops, something like that, to justify it. Whatever.
You can't move carelessly about until the radar jamming station is destroyed.
Well, I'll be as careless as I want once those radar jammers are gone. Which is to say, why do I even have to say that? We should take that for granted. Anyway, there is one bomb kind of level below us downstairs, and if we walk forward a bit, it'll set off its proximity detector and it'll go off and take some hostages with it. So the way to deal with it is to look at where that thing is on the map, walk around and get a good shot, a good line of sight at the prisoner camp, except that somehow set it off, so never mind. I don't know why that set the bomb off. It should be... I don't know. So I'm not gonna bother going back to get it. I'm not going for the all hostages achievement or anything. Well, and as Jody mentioned, each of these target areas also powers up some part of the general defenses. Like, I believe we already passed some guns that would have been active if we hadn't taken down the buildings in the order that we did. And since there's plenty of ammo around here, we can demolish enemies with, demolish buildings in one shot, or in this case, 2 shots. Yeah, they actually put some work into the hitboxes and hurt boxes of those buildings. You can just fire through all of the pillars and it'll just go right to the other side without hurting anything. It's not just one big block of a hitbox, which I respect. I have to give Fromsoft some credit for that. They didn't have to do it that way. Also, apparently, I am such a bad shot that I can't hit a stationary, rather large building, but, you know, if you've seen me play these games a lot, that should not be a surprise. Anyway, those are, I believe, the flamethrowers that Jody mentioned before, but they're not a problem anymore. These side cells are mostly no big deal, but there are a couple that are worth exploring, so it's good to check all of them as you take that circle around. Of all of the target areas, the one that I'm about to walk into is the only one that's kind of scary.
Gas is being released. Let's destroy the targets releasing the poisonous gas before the density reaches 181 ppm.
Aren't I in a sealed mobile armor? I mean, well, whatever. The gas goes up in density very quickly, and of course it causes instant death for you if it reaches that 181 parts per million. So being able to demolish the buildings that fast is very nice.
Stopped completely due to the target areas being eliminated. The enemy surrendered at long last.
Well, they're still fighting back. When I was learning how this map worked ahead of time, I was skipping the cutscenes and didn't even notice the gas parts per million counter, so I thought that something I didn't see had just hit me really hard or something. Well, it actually took a couple of tries before I stopped and examined what was going on. Oh well. Ooh, let's not give up, shall we? And I almost forgot something. Yeah, remember when I said it's good to check all of the side passages? And, well, it's also a good idea to destroy things because those, whatever containers they are, a couple of them do have heavy arms ammo, and although we haven't been using our bazookas too much, we actually will need to use them a fair bit in the next section, so it's good to have them. And now that I think about it, the grenade launcher is also heavy arms, and we have been using that rather heavily, so it's nice to restock on that too. So, that side thing. Yeah. Hostages, more ammo, energy pod. It would have been easy for me to skip this one because there was a passageway that would take me right to that target door that I had just opened by destroying all of the buildings. So it's important to go check that. Also, at some point after you upgrade enough, your stomp causes some sort of electric field. As far as I can tell, it's just for show. It doesn't really deal extra damage. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Oh. Yeah, those enemy mecha suits take a lot longer to deal with using other weapons, at least in my experience. It's not that they're difficult exactly. You can keep them in hit stun or juggle them or whatever, but it's nice to deal with them quickly.
Were we lured did that to the White House? They shouldn't call it the White House. They should call it the Fight House.
Don't get distracted, Jody. Time to redecorate.
So when I first heard that the White House was turned into the Fight House in this game, I didn't know that was what they did with it. I thought they turned it into some sort of giant fighting machine that would act as the boss at some point in the game. So when I found out that they just put a bunch of turrets on it, I was a little disappointed. So before we do anything with that, with the Fight House, we're going to explore around because, like last time, there's a few things scattered about that are worth checking. There's ammo, of course. The bazookas are... I'm sorry, the highest tier bazooka are very useful for dealing with these Apaches. There's, I believe, at least 2 or 3 prisoner camps here. There may also be an energy pod. There are also, of course, a lot more enemies here than there were the first time around. They've had some time to set things up a little bit more. And if you let the cutscene distract you into thinking you had to fight the White House right away, you might not even realize that there were missiles coming from other sources too.
Mr. President, just what do you think you are doing? The White House is just ahead. Hurry up and finish this.
Jody doesn't care about me rescuing people. Well, that may be in character for Jody, actually. Anyway, a whole bunch of tanks are around here too, so let's deal with those. Their health is set rather nicely so that if you hit with a full bazooka salvo, you just take one out in one burst. But nothing else will do that, or at least no lesser bazooka will do that.
I'll tell you one more time. When the shelter...
Yeah, I know, I'm taking a long time to do this. Look, I want to be thorough. So, about how the White House and the Fight House work. As Jody said, you want to attack the turrets as they open up to fire missiles at you. And behind the Fight House is the White House, which you do not want to damage. As you can see, I overshot a little bit, and the White House took a huge chunk of damage, even though I just shot it a little bit. Now, when I found out about this mechanic, I thought, hey, you know what? Since this is a precision job, the sniper rifle seems like it would be really good here. The sniper rifle over-penetrates the turret and hits the White House and kills it in one shot. I was a little surprised when I saw that happen, but... well, I was also a little disappointed since that seemed like the perfect use for that tool. Oh well. Now, according to my tests, if you hit those turrets with 2 perfect bazooka salvos, they go down with basically no damage to the White House. But I'm not good at hitting perfect bazooka salvos, so we're gonna use the gun a little bit to make up for that. The machine gun, I mean. And it's all done.
Here to stay. I'm back, America.
All right. That map. I've read people express a lot of frustration with the fight house, but I actually didn't find that to be too much of a problem. The issue I had was with the poison gas room, and that's because, as I said before, I was not paying attention. So, if you're not like me and do pay attention to things, this level seems like it would be pretty reasonable.
Now you've recaptured all of America.
Yes. But Richard has disappeared.
Yep.
The Special Intelligence Department is investigating, but
I'm a little surprised they didn't try to defend the White
Vice
House.
President is in Las Vegas.
Really?
Nobody rivals our intelligence gathering abilities. Head for Las Vegas with me.
Well, not just me. Everyone in the Resistance will be rivaling support around the country.
Does he mean rallying support?
Thanks.
Mr. President,
Once again, it sounds like an election campaign.
Jody, prepare Air Force One for takeoff. We're heading to Las Vegas.
yes.
Alright, Vegas. That should be fun. So, next time, big confrontation with Richard Hart. Or Richard Hawk. Can never remember these names. That is a mission that I have a fair bit to say about. I guess I will see you then. Later.